Shalom, everyone. Greetings from Krakow, Poland. I have the discuss of joining the Mevaseret Poland trip this year, alongside Rav Isaacson and Rav Steinertz. I've been thinking a lot about the tzaddikim and the cities that we've been visiting. Just wanted to share some of their Torah and the story. Just quickly, al regal achas. I'm supposed to be speaking about orchatz. So famously, everybody asks about orchatz. Why are we doing a netila without making a bracha? Seems to be strange. When many of the poskim point out, the Taz prominently among them, the Taz being the son-in-law and Talmud of the Bach, the Krakow greats, he notes that actually the question should be, why is everybody asking that question and why don't they do it the rest of the year? Really, we should be doing that all year long. It's something that relates to the Gezerah D'Rabbanan of Netila, slightly different than the one that we do prior to eating bread, but a very similar nature to protect the Tara of Truma. Why is it that people don't do it, the Taz asks? We really should be doing it all year. In fact, the Rambam in the Torah Pasuk, you should do it with a bracha, which is what they say to do on Seder night. So, not to get into the details right now, the Taz does note that there is what to rely on. Tosas and Psachim famously say that when we don't eat Truma anymore, the Tzarenu, you no longer have to do that form of Netila. We still do Netila over bread. That's really Mishum Kedusha of Nikiyas. Doesn't only relate to protecting Truma and the Tara of Truma. And hence, we still do the Netila before bread, but we don't have to do the Netila anymore before dipping something into a liquid. Again, the Taz does recommend that doing year long. That really, whenever you dip anything into a liquid, whether it's Oreos into milk or washing your apple, you really should be washing the Netila Sedayim without a bracha in advance. That is something the Taz recommends, but there is what to be somech on, and the minhag ola might be to be somech on that shita of the Balei Tosfos. Just quickly, why is there so much of hullabaloo? Why are we deliberately creating two netilas on Seder night? Why is everybody talking about it so much? Al Pi Drush, just wanted to suggest something quickly in terms of what netila is really about. We visited Lublin, and we've been talking a lot about the Balei Chasidus in Poland. We were in Lezhensk last night, and we spoke about the Chozim of Lublin, whose kever we were zocheh to visit, and those who really broke away from the Chozim of Lublin, but still have their makor in the Rebbe Ramelech, which is the Yid HaKadosh Pesheska and Kotsk. Now, famously, Rav Leibel Eger, grandson of Rabbi Akiva Eger, Rabbi Eger was one of the greatest Gedolim of Europe. And Rav Leibel Eger, his grandson, defected, turned to Kotsk, which was very radical. Kotsk was not only viewed as radical by Litvaks, it was also viewed as extremely radical by Hasidim. Hasidim tried putting Pesheska and Techerim and Kotsk. They were not happy with. They were very provocative, the Kotsk Hasidim. It was all about MS. Don't have time to talk about all the stories right now, but either way, Rav Shlomo went after him. Rav Shlomo went to go find him. Rav Shlomo Eger, his father, also a great Gadol in his own right, the son of Rabbi Akiva Eger, went after Rav Leibel Eger to try to get him back to Lublin, to his father-in-law's house. Rav Leibel Eger had been saved by his father-in-law. And Rav Shlomo came, and he was not successful. We're not going to share all the stories right now in terms of what the conversation that he had with the Kotzker was and what happened. Either way, he came back dejected and came to his father, Rabbi Akiva Eger, and started complaining. And what am I going to do? How am I going to get Rabbi Leibel back? Rabbi Akiva Eger asked the following. He said, did you see him wash the Netila Sedayim? This is what they say. Happened. Rabbi Akiva Eger just asked him, did you see him wash the Netila Sedayim? Rabbi Shlomo said, Tati, why does that matter? He says, I'm asking you, did you see him wash the Netila Sedayim? He said, yes, I did. Is he washing the same way, or did he accept some kulas when he moved to Kotsk? So Rabbi Shlomo said, he's washing the same way. If not, he added on chumras. So Rabbi Akiva Eger said, no, I'm not worried about him. It's okay, he'll be fine. It's very cryptic. Turns out Rabbi Akiva Eger was 100% correct. Rabbi Leibel maintained his gadol status. If anything, he grew significantly, became a rebbe in his own right in Lublin, and his descendants to this day, by the way, some of the only from Egers that you'll find, very big tzaddikim and Yerei Shemayim, and they're all descendants of Rabbi Leibel Eger. And the question is what? Why? I'll regal achas quickly. Netila Sedayim is something that has seemingly no makor min HaTorah. The concept of yadayim being tameh, but not the rest of the body. This is something that Rabbi Akiva himself argues with the Chachamim in the third paragraph of Yadayim. Part of that controversy relates to there's no real paradigm midoraisa for such concepts of tumah on the yadayim, washing the yadayim, getting rid of that tumah. Where does it come from? And the answer is Chazal, Begadlusa. And part of what Netilas Sedayim is so important is because it's almost the canary in the coal mine and something that cements in emunah in the Chachamim. When somebody's emunah's Chachamim is starting to teeter, when their Yerei Shemayim is starting to suffer, Netilas Sedayim would be one of the first things to go. And when Rabbi Akiva Eger heard that Rabbi Leibel Eger was adding on chumras this Netilas Sedayim, he wasn't as concerned about him. That means that his Yerei Shemayim, his emunah's Chachamim was complete, if not growing, in the context in which he was in. Netilas Sedayim represents that emunah in the Chachamim, that yira for the divrei Chachamim, and that's, I would like to suggest, Al Pi Drush, why we put so much emphasis on the Seder night, where we're deliberately doing it twice. What Netilas Sedayim represents nusa, the lechem of emunah of the matzah, when we engage in Seder night, which is all about emunah and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's also our initiation into emunah and the Masorah, Moshe Rabbeinu. It's our beginning of our relationship with him. That's also why the mitzvah of Sipur Yisrael is not just to read the Pesukim and Shemos, but rather to darshan. We take our Rami Ovid and we darshan. We use the Divrei Chazal in order to bring out the story of the Sipur Yisrael. It's all about emunah in Chazal, emunah in the depth of Divreihem, understanding or understanding how much we don't understand about Chazal, and accepting the words of Chazal be'emunah and with yira and with ava. Okay, everybody should have a beautiful Pesach HaKosher v'Sameach filled with emunah in Kadosh Baruch Hu, Moshe, MS V'Saraso MS, in the Mesorah, Noshashalza Mesorah, Klai Yisrael Sholino Besoras Tovos, and Simcha Bekarov.